Good morning and welcome to another Costa Women Hangout with me, Fiona Catchpowle. It's the second one of the year, so we're on a roll here at the moment. And if there's anybody else out there who would like to take part in a hangout, do get in contact with me on Fiona@FionaCatchpowle.com or send a message on one of the Costa Women Network groups. My special guest today is a lovely lady called Jessica McGregor Johnson. It's a fabulous name.
Thank you.
So how are you today? It's a bit dull and dreary where I am. How is it where you are?
It's lovely. I'm up in Almuñécar, which is about 20 minutes east of Nerja. So it was a bit of a cloudy morning, but I've got a lovely little dog and I took her out for a walk this morning, and the most incredible sunrise this morning because of the clouds. So there's silver linings everywhere.
Yeah, we're getting some great sunsets as well, aren't we? It's just that time of year where it's all happening. So absolutely. Listen then, so as a Costa Women, tell me, how long have you been a Costa Women member, and how's it helped you in your networking and things like that?
Well, I've been a Costa Women member for a few years now because I've been down on the coast for 14 years. I came for a 2-week holiday and stayed because it was rather nice. And it's a useful network for me because online, I do a lot of marketing online. So I find the online platform really, really helpful. I can let people know when I'm doing webinars, and I can find out what's going on locally and go to, other meetings and things like that. So I find it a really useful kind of network for me to be part of.
Mm-hmm. That's great. We do a bit more face-to-face meeting up as well, which is one of the bits that I quite like. It's a combination of business and social. I've met lots of lovely ladies through Costa Women. And so then what does Jessica do online? What is your career, as it were?
I offer life guidance and coaching and mentoring to people, and so I don't actually work online as such. I work on Skype or on the phone, and also people come out on retreat. I take them up to the Alpujarras, which is just kind of north of here, and so they come out and I take away their phones and their computers so they could just focus.
Oh, that's a bit scary. Sounds scary.
It is, but once you get up there, it's just so beautiful. They go, oh, it's so lovely. And I tend to work with people who have been pretty successful with what they've done in their lives. They've kind of strived for that success and they've got there, and then it's not as meaningful and it's not as, they're not as happy as they thought they were going to be. And so for some people, it's quite a kind of angry moment, and because they've worked so hard for it. So it's about stepping back and understanding themselves better about who they want to be in the world rather than what they want to do in the world. And creating a life that has more meaning for themselves. And it's what I call the wake-up call for a lot of people. They've kind of worked so hard all that time, and then it just isn't ticking the boxes anymore. So,
and how long have you been doing this sort of thing?
13 years now, and love every moment of it. Nobody is the same, so I get this wonderful experience that my work is always different. I just was speaking to a client today who's going to come out on retreat, and a very different background than anything else I've ever worked with before. So it's fascinating because everybody's unique.
Okay, that's really interesting that you say that, but you say like everybody's different, but we've said you focused on a particular target market of people, the type of people that you want to work with, and your message is obviously very clear in your marketing. So for the ladies, Costa Women ladies that are in business, is that a really important part that you think they should focus on, making sure they know their target market?
Absolutely, absolutely. Particularly, I think, if you're service orientated. I remember when I first started out as a coach 13 years ago, I work with anyone, but nobody categorizes themselves as an anyone. And if you have a niche market, if you have a specific market that every time your message, every single thing you put out, be it a webinar, marketing, social media, whatever, if it always speaks to that market, then your target audience can hear themselves, they can see themselves.
They can identify with you, can't they then? And you've already passed the first step of building that relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And they know that you're the right person to speak to. And so they're much more likely to get in contact. Somebody once said to me, you need a niche an inch wide and a mile deep, because that's how you're going to reach the right people in what you do. So it's hugely important, I think.
That's a great analogy, and reach is a word that we use quite a lot in social media as well. So I can relate to exactly what you're saying there, because we're always trying to increase our reach on Facebook and things like that. So and we have another phrase that I know Ali is very fond of, like when you also say that I'm going to do XYZ someday, and someday is not a day of the week. You have to specify and be clear on your objective.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, you know, particularly with the people that I work with, they're in a very vulnerable space. You know, it's hard to admit that something you've worked for 20 years doesn't actually make you happy. And so they want to know that they're actually reaching the right person who can help them. And, you know, people go out, and some people make huge life changes when I work with them. And some people make a change about who they're being. But the effect is the fact that they end up with a life that they love, that they're happy with, and that they feel fulfilled with. So
that's wonderful. And how would we make that point of contact with you? On what sort of information can we learn about you? Do you have a website?
I have a website. It's my name, jessicamcgregorjohnson.com. And I launched a new website last year, actually. It's got videos about the 3 different programs that I offer, because I offer the passion test, which is a short 2-session taster session just to identify your top 5 passions and get you moving. But then I also have a 6-month coaching program, which is over the phone or Skype. And I have my 2-day retreat here in Spain. And there's information on the website of all the different programs I offer. And I also offer to everybody a free 6-month course called Life Lessons, which is an online course that you just get an email every 2 weeks. And it's about real practical advice about how to manage your life better, how to manage stress and overwhelm, how to make better decisions, all those kind of things. And the first 6 months of that course is totally free. So people can go on and sign up for that. There's also a couple of chapters from my book, The Right T-shirt, which is about been there, done that, and got the wrong one. So now it's time to get the right one. And
that's
so
a nice title. That's a good one.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's there's lots of free resources on there to get people going. And I do a weekly, bi-weekly blog and all that kind of thing. But yes, all the information of all the different things I offer are on the website, which is, as I say, jessicamcgregorjohnson.com.
Okay, no, well, we will be putting that link right underneath the video and making sure that we share that with everybody on the Costa Women network. What does the rest of the day have in store for you then? Clients on Skype today?
I've got a client, actually a local client, who I'm meeting at in about half an hour. And then I have to write an article, because I do quite a lot of my marketing is through articles. And I have quite a few different places around in the internet. So I tend to put the word out that way. So I'm doing some writing this afternoon.
Okay, cool. Well, I will let you go, because I know you're a busy lady. Thank you very much for giving up your time this morning to share your expertise with us and find out a little bit more about you. And we look forward to having you on a hangout again in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, Fiona.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.